So welcome back to Johnson Praise TV. This is your digital classroom, and this video is all about UGRC 150. That is what critical thinking past questions review. Kindly join me as we navigate through the intricate waters of UGRC 150 past questions review. These past questions are going to be strategic questions, and I've provided a lot of answers, or I've taken my time to break them down for you to understand it. I know the challenges most of you are going through, so if you chance on this video, please don't be selfish. Share it with your friends, share it with your brother, and let him also benefit from this video. And I have a unique package for all my followers. Okay, that is going to be what a top fan, all right? A top fans, those that have been watching, those that have been sharing, and those that have been commenting all the time. At the end of the semester, I have the package already, which I am going to present to the person. Okay, I'm going to give this anniversary cloth to the person, which is the 75th anniversary cloth. It is here, and I'll shoot a video with that person and upload it on this channel. So whatever that you are doing, we are also with you. And I don't want this channel just to be a channel where people will come in, make their grades and go just like that, but I want people to come here and get opportunities, something like job opportunities and so on and so forth. If you have any opportunity, you can connect me, or if you have any way you have things maybe you can support in any other way that you can support, just what it can be in a form of opportunity or anything. Maybe if you get in touch with me, I'll reach out to your brothers and then make sure that their problems are solved. And I want to also take this opportunity to let you know that I'm also into digital marketing. If you have a firm or business you want to promote, kindly get in touch with me and I'll help you. I'll use the strategic ways and then the innovative ways to promote. Or if you are here and you're interested in traveling outside, either Canada, USA, anywhere that you want to travel to, get in touch with me. We have visa before payment offers. That is payment before visa, and also we have what payment in installment, and all these offers comes with work. Okay, you are not going there to search for work, but you are going there to work with accommodation and everything, plane ticket and everything is intact. We make sure that everything is done regardless of whatever that is happening in the system. We have unique services that are designed to meet your needs. So get in touch with me or call me on 0545 412017. And if you want to also support us with whatever we are doing, you are welcome. You can just, any way that you want to support us, you can reach out to me, or you check my bio. I've dropped my numbers and everything there. You pick my number and get in touch with me. And also, finally, I also want to let you know that I've created a channel where I post all my videos link on. So kindly, if you are, just check the comment section. I've dropped those links there. So when you click on the link, it will direct you to our WhatsApp channel. You follow us so that you stay connected. Everything we do there, you get access to it. So these some of you have been asking me dito. Okay, finally, this is what the part 4, and I'm not going to tell you this is what dito or whatever, but if you take it serious, it will help you. But because at the end of the day, we are learning. Is that not it? We are learning, right? So as you take this one, whatever we are doing serious, you are not going to regret. Trust me, you are not going to regret. So as you go through your slides, I've taken my time, I've explained the slides for you already. So this is time to solve past questions, and I won't talk much, but I pray that we all sail through this academic journey. Your lecturers are doing their best, and we are also trying our best to help you sail through this academic journey. So please, let us now move forward. Let's look at question 1. The word, if stand up is rephrased as a genuine interrogative, what it will read as what? So with the word stand up, if we are to rephrase this word as what? As an interrogative, what will it be? Already the word stand up is what? Is in a form of imperative, right? Imperative comes in a form of command, comes in a form of directive or request. This statement stand up represents what? A command. And how do we convert this statement to an imperative interrogative? So A says that would you stand? B, did you stand up? C, standing up. And D, should you not stand? So let's look at it. Let's digest the options. Would you stand is still an imperative because it is what? It is in a form of request. Is that not it? Would you stand? Can you stand? Do you get it? Things that come, please, can you do this? All of them are what? Are imperative. They in a form of what? Request. And let's look at option B. Did you stand up? Did you stand up? It is a question. I want to know whether you stood up or not. Did you stand up? So this is what the right answer. So the answer is what? B. Standing up is what? It is not an interrogative. And then should you not stand up, or say should you not stand up, it's also what? Not an interrogative. The interrogative here is what? Is did you stand up? And this comes most often, the interrogative ends with what? Question mark. But not all interrogative ends with what? Question mark. So you should take note of that. Let's look at number 2. Conclusion and premises are two what? Okay, the conclusion and premises, they are two what of an argument. Okay, so A, parts of what? Argument respectively. B, types of connotation respectively. C, argument respectively. And then D, parts of definition respectively. So the answer is what? Parts of what? An argument respectively. So the conclusion and premises are parts of what? Argument. When you take an argument, we have a premise and a conclusion. The premises are the justification, the reasons, and the claims you provide in your argument. And mostly they come with what? Indicators. Okay, in light of, so on, some of these things are what? Are premise indicators. And conclusion usually begins with what? Therefore, thus, in conclusion. Okay, some of these things are what? They indicate that the statement is what? A conclusion. So let's look at it. So the answer is what? Parts of argument. Let's move to number 3. All mangoes are fruit. My pen is not mango, therefore it is not fruit. State the former fallacy committed. So we have what? We have 3 types of what? Formal fallacies. Okay, so we have what? Fallacy of denying the antecedent. That is fallacy of what? Affirming the antecedent. And then fallacy, hypothetical what? Syllogism. Okay, fallacy of what? False hypothetical syllogism, right? So this one, let's look at it. All mangoes are fruit. So represent it in a universal affirmation form, which is what? A is equal to B. So A is what? Mango. And then B is what? Fruit. And let's move forward. So we know our A, we know our B. Instead what? My pen is not a mango. So mango is the A, right? So mango stand for A, and then fruit stand for what? B. Is that not it? Mango for what? A. Fruit is for what? B. And so what? My pen is not what? A mango. So which is what? A is, so the first expression, okay, the first statement is equal to A is equal to B, and then my pen is not a mango. That is what? The person has what? Negate the antecedent, right? The antecedent is the A, the mango, right? The A stands for the antecedent, and the B is what? The consequent. You get it? So we have negated the antecedent here. Okay, so we have negated it. So you can see that. So it is not fruit. So this is what? A fallacy of denying the antecedent. So denying here, mostly you look at the second statement. If you want to know whether it is a hypothetical syllogism, disjunctive syllogism, or whatever, I'm giving you the clue. Mostly use the second statement. The second premise mostly determines whether it is what? Modus ponens or modus tollens. And if it is about a hypothetical, a disjunctive syllogism too, you will know it with what? The first statement, either A or B. Then you know that it is what? A hypothetical, a disjunctive syllogism we are talking about. So this is what? A fallacy of denying the antecedent. If you don't understand, I have videos that I've uploaded. I think the third video too, I explain these things, so you can check. Or probably I have videos on session 6 and 7, which is what the syllogisms and stuff. Please check it. I've explained them, just 30-minute videos, so you can get more understanding about them. Let's look at number 4. The expression, it follows that is what? A, logical. B, premise indicator. C, all of the above. D, predicate predicate indicator. So it follows that is what? A premise indicator. When you are reading a statement and it comes on, it follows that Kwame went to his place, therefore you get it. So it follows that is what? A premise indicator. Do you get it? Please make sure you learn more about the premise indicators, because you'll be getting them in your either your exams or your IA. So make sure you do that. We are just here, we are not just solving past questions, but we give you guidelines on how you can pass your questions. We've already done the theoretical aspect, so this is not time to be explaining plenty things. It's just time to guide you on how you can go about it and apply the knowledge that you already know. Do you understand? I hope you understand me. Yes, let's move to number 6. Validity is a quality of not dash argument. So A, inductive and deductive respectively. B, inductive and soundness respectively. C, cogency and inductive respectively. And then D, deductive and inductive respectively. One thing you should know is that when you talk about validity, validity, that is valid argument and sound argument, they form part of a deductive argument. Right? Valid and sound argument, whether it is sound or non-sound, valid or invalid, they are all deductive arguments. So take note of this. And then when you talk of weak and weak and strong argument, cogent argument. So cogent argument, which is cogent, uncogent, weak and strong argument, also form part of an inductive argument. Do you get it? So if the argument is about strong or weak argument, cogent or uncogent argument, you should know that we are talking about an inductive argument. And if it is about sound argument, or which is sound or non-sound, or valid or invalid, it is all about a deductive argument. So we say that validity is the quality of not what. So it is a quality of not what argument. Okay, so we have inductive and deductive. Okay, we have inductive and soundness respectively. We have cogency and inductive respectively, and then deductive and inductive. So we are talking of the one that is not part, right? So it is inductive and then soundness. Inductive and soundness are part of the deduct how do you call it? Inductive and then soundness, they are all the soundness is part of no, sorry, the answer is cogency and then inductive. Okay, so cogency and inductive, they are cogency form part of inductive argument. So the answer is cogency and inductive argument, right? Let's move to number 8. Empirical science do not admit of pseudo-scientific statement. Explain why this is so using an example of pseudo-scientific. So when you say pseudo-scientific statement, they are statements that cannot be false. So pseudo-scientific statements are statements that cannot be false. So empirical scientists require statements that are testable and falsifiable. So pseudo-scientific statements such as I want tomorrow, or say tomorrow, such as tomorrow it will rain or not rain, right? And then we also have statements like she is pregnant or she is not pregnant. And then a statement like astronomy can predict the person's future based on the positions of the celestial bodies. These statements are pseudo-scientific statements. They are statements that are already through either the person is pregnant or not. You can't falsify these statements. So scientific, the scientists are not really interested in these statements. Okay, so this is the statement that cannot be false are what we call the pseudo-scientific statement. So let's look at the question. The question says that empirical scientists do not admit of pseudo-scientific statement. They don't really use it. They don't value it because it's either true or false. Either the person is pregnant or or not pregnant. It is something that they can't test. But there are some statements, okay? There are statements that are what? Statement that the scientists consider most are what? The falsifiability. Statement that they can what? Be able to what? To test whether it is true or false. Example, all metal conduct electricity. The earth is flat. Okay, this statement, they can confirm whether it is what? True or false. Do you get it? So that is the answer. So when they ask you, you find a way of what? Explaining it. Number 9, the expression government provide adequate social service. So what is your problem? Is what? Which type of argument are we talking about? We have what? A, instruction; B, vague; C, ambiguous; and then D, equivocation. So this statement is what? It's a vague statement. When you say the government provide adequate social services, what is social services? What is adequate social service? And when we talk of vague statement are statements that are not clear, that are not specific. If I ask you what time are you leaving the office, and you tell me very soon. Very soon is what? Vague statement, because you are not being specific to me. Okay, so I don't know when you are leaving now. Either you are leaving now or you are leaving in the next 5 hours. I don't really know. So it is what? Vague. So when we say that government provide adequate social service, it is what? Adequate social service. Which of the services? Is it electricity service? Is it what? Utility services that they are providing? Okay, well, that you think it is what? An adequate service, or it is how do you call it? It is maybe the health services. Okay, so which adequate service are you talking about? Let's move to number 10. Which of the following problems is illustrated by definition? A terrorist is anyone who disagrees with or threatens the interests and profit of the current United States portfolio of foreign investment. So this statement, so options are saying the option A is also too narrow, B equivocal, C vague, and then D secularity. So when you talk of statements that are this kind of statement, it is what? Too narrow. Why is it too narrow? It is too narrow because when you say a terrorist is anyone who disagrees or threatens the interests and profit of the current United States portfolio of foreign investment, you are being what? Too narrow. So we have Boko Harams who also threaten the Nigerians. Okay, we have religious terrorist group, we have political terrorist group. So you have excluded all these group of people from it. And the second reason why it is vague is that the statement is saying that they trade the current U.S. United States portfolio of foreign investment. So what about those who threaten the past United States portfolio of foreign investment? Or what about those that will threaten the future U.S. United States portfolio of foreign investment? So we see that such statements are vague are too narrow, right? So the answer is too narrow. Let's move to number 11. Which of the following is an open texture term? Fidelity. A, fidelity; B, democracy; C, religious; and then D, all of the above. So let me explain the open textured words for you. When you say word is an open textured, it's a word that is open to several interpretations. For example, a word like democracy, I can explain democracy as what? As a yardstick system of government whereby people hide behind others to what? To commit how do you call it? To commit crimes or do things and go scot-free. That is my definition for democracy. You also define democracy as what? A system of government whereby there's transparent government. Do you get it? So your definition is different from mine, and a word that has so many meanings are what? Transparency. A word like love, I may define love as what? As having an affection for somebody. You may also define it as what? Wicked. Someone else also define love as what? As what? As how do you call it? Caring for someone, or probably being generous to someone. So your definition for love is different from mine. So words that are open textured, they are open to several interpretation. And so look at fidelity. Fidelity has so many meanings. Somebody may see fidelity to be what? To be truthfulness, being faithful to someone. Someone also see it to be what? Being humble or being calm person. So democracy is the same. Religious, I can explain religious as what? Somebody who go to church. Somebody also explain religious as someone who is a spiritual person. Someone also so many words. So the answer is what? All of the above. Let's move to the next question, which is 12. Every argument has at least a premise, B, none of the given options, C, both options, and D, conclusion. So the answer is what? A, an argument. Somebody will be thinking it is conclusion. An argument, we know every argument has one conclusion, but at least it should have what? One premise. Okay, the argument that have one premises are what? Enthymeme. Okay, they are what? Argument with only one premise. When I say that, let me give you an example. Asamoah missed the penalty, therefore Asamoah is a bad player. It's an argument, but it has only what? One premise. So it is what? Enthymeme. Let's look at number 13. Number 13, leave all your belongings outside before you enter the examination hall, except your ID cards. So which type of what? Sentence shape thought is this? Leave all your belongings outside. Please, number 13, this one we've done it severally. Please drop the answer, drop it under the comment section. Let me see if you know it. If you know, drop it under the comment section. Number 13, whether it is A, B, or C. So I'll come in with the answer later. So okay, let me move forward. The answer is what? Imperative. Why is it an imperative? Imperative comes in the form of what? Instruction. Comes in the form of, it comes in the form of what? Request, command, and then directive. So this is what? A directive, saying that if you want to leave all your belongings outside before you enter the examination hall, except your ID cards. It's what? It's a directive. I'm directing you on how you can write your exams without having challenges, and it is what? An imperative. Do you get it? Let's move to number 14. To educate non-literate market women at Choco to prevent COVID-19 infection and spread, which of the following types of definitions should a critical thinker consider as appropriate and why? So A, stipulative definition, a theoretical definition and stipulative definition, because the market women will know that the educators are expert and trustworthy. B, none of the given options will serve the purpose as well. C, logical and real definition, since the dictionary captures the general use of what words. And then D, operational and ostensive definitions, since the educators can easily demonstrate meanings. Okay, so if you want to educate non-literate women, okay, the best definition you can use is what? Operational definition and ostensive definition. Let's say like the person hasn't been to school before. You are talking of pizza. The person doesn't know pizza. How do you explain pizza to the person? It's by what? Just telling them, get what? This buy this. You show the person the ingredient. Mix it like this, mix it like so. The process in which you used to do the pizza, you show the person the process, and the person will understand what pizza is. Or you give a picture. You show a picture of what, or you show a pizza. Okay, an example of pizza. You bought a pizza and you show it to the woman that this is what we call what? Pizza. That is what ostensive definition, when you point out to an object to illustrate what or to define something. It is what? An ostensive. But when you use step-by-step procedure, it is what? An operational definition. So the answer is what? Is D, operational definition. 15. Identify an ambiguous statement in the following alternatives. A, artwork at Kwame Nkrumah Museum tends to be expensive than what? Okay, so it says what? Artwork at the Kwame Nkrumah Museum tends to be expensive. B, Legon is located in Accra. C, Mabel shot her husband while taking her bath. And then D, American workers are more productive than the workers in any other country. So all the statement, which of them is ambiguous? When you say an ambiguous statement, it's a statement that has two meanings. Example, when I say that John removed his clothes by the river bank, that one is ambiguous statement, because the bank we are talking about, is it the financial institution or the river bank? Okay, so the statement, let me reframe it. John removed his shirt by the bank. John removed his shirt by the bank. So is it the river bank or the financial institution? So we see that it is what ambiguous. And we say Mabel shot her husband while taking a bath. It is what? It is ambiguous. Why? Because Mabel was it Mabel who was at the bathroom, in the bathroom, or the husband that was what, in the bathroom? So Mabel shot her husband while she herself, Mabel, was bathing, or she shot her husband whilst the husband was bathing. Do you understand it? So we see that that is what the ambiguous statement. Number 16, which of the following is true about fragment? A, it is always declarative. B, it could be meaningful. C, the predicate, its predicate and subject should not be missing. And D, it's sometimes declarative. So the answer is what? It is B. It's what? It could make meaning. It could be meaningful. Let me explain this to you. Somebody who says predicate, yeah, we know that fragments do not make meaning. They are statements that do not make meaning, but in one way or the other way, they give some form of information. Let me give you the clauses. We have two types of clauses. We have what? Independent clause and the dependent clause. So the independent clause are clauses what that can stand on its own, and then dependent clause are clauses that cannot stand on their own. Let me give you an example. While coming, I saw the former president at Jowolo. Whilst coming, I saw the former president at Jowolo. So whilst coming becomes what? The dependent clause. The dependent clause, because it does not make a complete thought. Okay, it needs some statements or some sentences to be complete. Do you get it? It is what? A dependent clause. And then I saw the former president at what? Jowolo becomes what? An independent clause, because if you take while coming out, the statement can still make meaning. I saw what? When you say I saw the former president at Jowolo, it is what? A complete statement. So that's why that while coming, okay, or whilst I was on my way, whilst I was on my way, is what? It's a fragment. It is what? It is still making meaning that the person was what? He saw the president while he was what? On his way. Do you understand it? So it is giving some form of what? Meaning. And let me give you an example. He is the Dean of University of Ghana. It is what? A fragment. The Dean of, if I say it, sorry, let me put the statement again. Let me reframe it again. The Dean of University of Ghana. When I say the Dean of University of Ghana, it is fragment. Why is it fragment? It is fragment because it is not complete. Okay, the Dean of University of Ghana, who is the person you are talking about? It is what? Incomplete. But despite it being complete, it's giving some level of information here that someone is what? The Dean of University of Ghana. Do you get it? So fragments sometimes make what? They make this, they could be what? Meaningful sometimes. It's not always the time that they do not make meaning. And let's look at number 17. Which of the when the meaning of a word is to be obtained by observing a list of instruction, then the definition is to be what? A, ostensive. B, stipulative. C, theoretical. And then D, operational. So the answer is what? Operational. It is when what? Operational definition is what? When you observe what? Instruction. Okay, a list of instruction to arrive at what? A conclusion. Okay, that is what? A theoretical definition. Number 18. Okay, so the expression in light of when the expression in light of precedes a statement, it indicates that the statement is A, fragment, B, through, C, premise, and then D, conclusion. So when in light of begins a statement or precedes a statement, then we can say that it is what? It is a premise. Okay, in light of the issues, in light of this, in light of that, we can say that the statement is what? It is a premise indicator. So there are so many premise indicators you can think of. One of the how do you call the premise? The premise indicators. Some of them are since, if, given that, provided, indicate. All of them indicate what? Premise indicators. Since, if, given that, in light of. All of them are premise indicators. And when a word like thus, hence, therefore also begin the statement, we can see that these ones are what? They are what? Conclusion indicators. So number 19, the sentence, the meaning of a devil, for example, murder and gossiping, is what? It demonstrates what? A, both demonstrate the meaning of logical definition. B, both both connotative and the meaning of what ostensive definition, and then C, denotative meaning and ostensive meaning, ostensive definition, and then D, connotative meaning and logical definition. So it is what the answer is what denotative meaning and ostensive, because when you are using what you are defining a concept by giving an example, it is in the form of what denotation and what ostensive definition. So the answer is C. Number 20, explain why the argument most politicians are rich. My neighbor is a politician, therefore my neighbor is rich. It's an inductive argument. Explain why this statement is what an inductive argument. It is an inductive argument because of the use of what words most. Do you get it? Inductive argument, they are mostly like a statistical. They come in a form of what statistical hypothesis. Where there's what they give some exception. They are talking about Ghanaians. You won't see an inductive argument when it is talking about if it's talking about Ghanaians or probably a group of people. It won't say all of them. It will say that some Ghanaians, majority of Ghanaians, 90%, 12%. Do you get it? All these things they come in a form of what an inductive argument. So when you say most politicians, when I see this thing at the beginning without even reading to the end, I know that we are heading towards what an inductive argument. So it is what an inductive argument because it makes what a generalization based on specific instances, suggesting that because most politicians are rich, the neighbor also being the politician is likely to be rich. Do you get it? And with this one, we can deny it. An inductive argument, in every inductive argument, when you deny the conclusion and there is no contradiction, then we say that it's an inductive argument. But when you deny the conclusion and there's what contradiction, we say that it was a deductive argument. Example, with this example, I said that most politicians are rich. My neighbor is a politician, so she is rich. I can also say that most politicians are rich. My neighbor is a politician, so she's not rich. And it will still be true because I said most. But if I use a word like all politicians, and I go and say that my neighbor is a politician, therefore my neighbor is not rich, you see there will be contradiction. So these are the differences between inductive and deductive argument. One, when you deny the conclusion, there will be contradiction, which is what the deductive. But with the inductive, when you deny the conclusion, there will still be some level of certainty in it. Then number 22, consider statement X and Y below and choose appropriate answer. X states that it rained over this endless week. And then Y also says that more than 5,000 people are mad. So which of them, the two statements, what do they represent? Okay, they represent what? A is what a value judgment. X is a value judgment, but Y is a factual statement. B, both statements are factual but false. C, X is a factual statement, but Y is a value judgment. And then D, both statements are factual statements. So the answer here is what? C, which is what? X is a factual statement, but Y is a value judgment. Why is it that? Because the X is what? It says that what? It rained over the endless 4 weeks. It is what? It is explaining how the world is. And these are what? Factual statement. And when you say that there more than 500 people are mad, it is what? A value judgment. Do you understand it? So it is what? A value and then factual statement. Number 22, a sound argument is necessarily what? A, none of the given option. B, valid. B, C, true. B, true. And then C, valid. And then D, fallacious. So the answer is what? Valid. A sound argument is what? A valid argument. Because when you say sound argument, they are arguments with what? Through premises and what? A true conclusion. Okay, so example, all human beings walk. Kwame is a human being, therefore Kwame walks. Okay, it is what? It is a sound argument because in reality human beings walk. Do you get it? But if I say all human beings, if I say all animals who live on the tree can fly, monkey live on the tree, therefore monkey can fly. It is what? A valid argument, but it is not sound. Why is it not sound? Because in reality monkeys cannot fly. Do you get it? So it means that the sound arguments are necessarily what? They are always what? Sound arguments are necessarily what? They are valid. Okay, so the options given is what? Valid and what? A sound argument is necessarily what? it is true. Okay, let me check the answer. Okay, it is between, I think the answer will be true, because sound arguments are what? They are true. Sound arguments are what? They are true, right? So the answer was what? I'll cross check and then get in touch with you. But I think the answer is true. Sound arguments, they are what? They are true, and they are also what? Valid. Okay, but okay. So number 22. I'll get back to you on that. I'll drop it to check the comment section. I'll get you the clarification, right? It's between true and then valid. I know that it is already valid, but it's also in reality it should what? It should be true. So the answer, if you are to ask me, I'll go with true at the moment. Do you get it? So that's what I'll do. Number 23. If a valid argument has all premises being true, we describe such argument as what? A, true. B, none of the given options. C, cogent. And then D, sound. So if the valid argument has all its premises true, then we can say that the argument is what? It is sound, right? It is what? A sound argument. So the answer is what? D. It is what? A sound argument. Number 24. Statistical hypothesis can be used as evidence, true or false. So the answer is what? Answer here is it's true. B is what? Both none of the options, none of the given options. C, both true and false, and then D, false. So hypothetical syllogism can never be what? Can never be used as what? Evidence. It is what? It is false. The answer is false. Hypothetical syllogisms are what? Sometimes they are used by the social scientists. What? They use it to make some claims. Okay, hypothetical syllogisms are what? How do you call it? Statistical hypothesis are what? Used by the social scientists to make some claims. Okay, if someone tell me that all Evers are wicked, I am what? You are also an ever, and you are wicked. There's a possibility I can sue the person based on that. Okay, some evers are wicked, you are ever, so you are wicked. I can sue it because I believe that I am not wicked. So when you go and confirm and I'm not wicked, which means that I win, I have won the case. You get it? So it's a statistical hypothesis. So statistical hypothesis can be used as what? Evidence. That is it. So try question 1. Let me give you this one. Empirical science does not admit of pseudo-scientific statement. Explain why this is what? Explain why this is so by what? Using an example. So I've already explained this. So please drop the answer under the comment section for me. If you please make sure you take part in this thing. It is very, very important. Okay. Number 25. What clearly distinguishes a narrative from what? An argument. A, an argument employ indicator like therefore, so, since, because, and then narrative employs what? None. And then B, a narrative is a passage while an argument is not. C, narrative comprises of what? Premises and conclusion, while an argument comprises of what? Denotation and connotation. And then D, argument involves an inference of a claim from a set of reasons, why a narrative is what? Is not in a chronological order. So the answer is D. So argument involves what? An inference of what? Of a claim from what? A set of reasons, how what? A narrative is what? Is in what? It's a chronological order accordingly. So please forgive me if I'm going fast, because the whole of today I've already released 2 videos, and these videos sometimes it takes like an hour or so before I do these videos. So please forgive me if I'm being fast. I also have other things doing. Do you understand me? Okay, so number 26. Which of the following passage mostly employs the use of emotive expressions? A, rhetoric, polemic. B, instruction. C, argument. And D, narration. So rhetoric, polemic is the answer. It employs what? The use of what? Emotive expression. If you don't really understand it, check my 3rd video, the part 3 video. I have explained all these things, the type of discourses, the various how do you call it, types of law, inductive and deductive argument, more examples on them. I've done that in the third video. And then the second video is also about the vagueness and then the linguistic vices, okay, and then problems with of definition. I've done all of them in the second video, so you can check them for more examples. Okay, so that is it. Let's look at try question 2. I'm giving you another question. So every argument has at least 1, A, conclusion, B, none of the given option, C, premise, and then D, both options. So drop the answer. Number 20, try question 2. Drop it for me. Number 27, formal fallacies include all the following except A, affirming the consequent, B, denying the antecedent, C, false hypothetical syllogism, and then E, affirming the antecedent. So all the options we have stated are what? Are formal fallacies, with the exception of what? Affirming the antecedent. Affirming the antecedent is what? The modus ponens. Modus ponens is the same as what? Affirming the antecedent. So it can never be what? It can never be a fallacy. But all the options we have stated are what? They are formal fallacies. There are 3 types of formal fallacies: the fallacy of affirming the consequent, fallacy of denying the antecedent, and then false hypothetical syllogism. When you change any of the syllogisms, okay, the formula we have given to you, if you change it, it will become a fallacy. Do you understand it? That's how it is. Number 28, a subset of the statement Ghanaians like pineapple is dash. A, Ghanaians, B, both Ghanaians and pineapple, C, X, and then D, pineapples. So number 28, which one is the answer? So if you know, drop the answer under the comment section. Number 28. So a subset refers to what? A set that contains only elements that are also found in another set. In this concept, the subset of the statement Ghanaians like pineapples includes statements that are what? Part of the statement which are what? Ghanaians and pineapples. So in this case, the subset consists of what? Both Ghanaians and pineapples. But if you have any other view, you can drop it under the comment section. I'm not a mathematician, so if you're a mathematician and you can help us with this question 28, drop it under the comment section. I'll get in touch with you. Number 29, some imperatives are value judgment, true or false? Yes. So some imperatives are often expressed in what? Command. So some imperative are what? Value judgment. Do you understand it? So example, be kind, study hard, do your best are all what? In command form. And in another way too, they are what? They are in a form of value judgment. So the answer is true. Number 30, ethics is a moral principle that governs the behavior of a person's behavior. Okay, let me take it again. Ethic is what? A moral principle that governs a person's behavior. So the expression best described as what? A, factual statement, B, value judgment, and then C, definition, and D, denotation. So the answer is what? A definition. We are providing a definition. I think I even done this thing already. Okay, so number 31, write down an argument that depicts the disjunctive syllogism form, which the statement with this statement that concludes as what? All corrupt politicians are not intelligent. Some corrupt politicians are what? Not intelligent. So we are going to what? Construct disjunctive syllogism. And if you don't know the various syllogisms, please go and check my videos. I think go down. I think about my first 3-4 videos. I did some videos. I started with it. That's last year video. Okay, I've explained all of them, the various syllogisms. So we said you are going to what? Construct what? A disjunctive syllogism which ends with what? Which ends as what? Some corrupt politicians are what? Are not intelligent. So this is how we go about it. So hypothetical syllogism, disjunctive syllogism goes this way: either A or B. That is the formula. Not B, therefore A. So we are using that formula. So we say that either corrupt politicians are intelligent or they are not. Corrupt politicians are not intelligent. So you see, we have denied the intelligent, which is the B, okay, and then the politicians is the A, right? So either A or B, which is what? Either politicians are corrupt or either what? Corrupt politicians are what? Intelligent or they are not. So we say that corrupt politicians are what? Not intelligent. Therefore, some corrupt politicians are not intelligent. So that is the answer. Number, try question 3. This one, to drop it under the comment section for me. It says that law-like hypotheses are easier to falsify. Therefore, they are more valuable to empirical scientists. Discuss this or explain it. Please drop it under the comment section. Now I have time. I'll check. I'll go through for you and see if you are right. Number 32. We'll be finishing very soon. Okay. So you make sure you follow everything to the end, so we can all rejoice together. Number 32. Explain the predictive power of a scientific statement and show with type of what and show which type of scientific statement has more value. So you have to explain predictive power of scientific statement and show which type of scientific statement has more value. So we'll say that scientific statement with what? More empirical content. Scientific statements are with what? More empirical content, and what? And has what? Greater predictive power. Okay, and are more valuable to what? To scientists, because they are what? Easier to falsify, making them more testable and strong. So the answer is what? They are easier to what? To falsify, making them more testable and strong. Number 33. In contrast with inductive argument, we evaluate deductive argument by studying A. So if you want to contrast or you want to compare inductive and deductive argument, what should be the differences you use to identify them? So A, the content of the premises. B, the number of premises. C, the length of premises. And then D, the logical dimension of what? Of the relationship between the conclusion and the premises. So the answer is what? The logical dimension between the logical dimension of what? The relationship between the conclusion and the premises. So the answer is what? D. Number 34. Distinguish a statistical generalization from what? A law-like hypothesis, giving an example of each of your explanation. So when you say statistical generalization, they are what? They are statements whose reference class are what? With what? An exceptional whose who has what? Whose reference class has an exception. Do you get it? A statistical generalization are statement whose reference class are what? Have what? An exception. But with the law-like generalization, the reference class are what? They have what? No exception. They are what? They are together. Example of statistical hypothesis is what? A statistical generalization is what? Officer Fred, Priest Owen, Mark Quay, and then Dakwa follow Johnson Praise on YouTube. So with this one, with the reference class is what? The reference class is what? Determinate. Okay, we can know the subject. The subject, we can count the people over there. So if you can count the how do you call it, the subject or the people involved, we say that what? It is what? A particular statement. But if you cannot count it, we say it's a general statement. So since we can count them, it is what? It has an exception. So we can say that it's what? It is a statistical generalization. And also law-like generalization are what? Those that we cannot count. If I say some Ghanaians are wicked, some Ghanaians, so the word some Ghanaians, can you count those Ghanaians? You can't count them, so it becomes what? A law-like generalization means that those people are what? They are not, we can't determine them. Okay, it is what? But a general statement. Do you get it? So number 35, a statistical hypothesis can never be used as evidence. Okay, so with this one too, we have solved this one already. Okay, which I have already explained. So if you know, drop it under the comment section. 35, drop it under the comment section, right? And let's move forward. Number 36. Okay, so we are left with few questions to go. 36. Which definition is the most appropriate for explaining a research finding on the possible cause of what? Of a disease outbreak to a team of what? Aspect. If you're explaining it to a team of aspect, and so they have provided the definitions here, which is what? Logical definition, theoretical definition, broad definition, and narrow definition. So the answer here is what? It is what? A theoretical definition. Or if it is about the illiterate, you use what? The ostensive and what? Operational. But if it is for literate, okay, you either use what? use the theoretical. Okay, with that one aspect, okay, it comes from what? Theories. So if it is about something that is in relations to economics, and then we have met economic expert, we use demand and supply, equilibrium quantity, demand curve, and all those ones. Okay, so all these things are theoretical, right? So a theoretical definition would be most appropriate for explaining a research findings on a possible cause of a disease outbreak to a team of experts, because it provides what? A conceptual framework within which the cause can be understood. Number 36, the intentional vague use of language entails: A, metaphor; B, proverbs; C, all of the above; D, fallacy of changing the subject; and then E, none of the above. So with this one too is a try question for you. Please drop it under the comment section. The intentional vague use of language entails what? When someone is intentionally using a vague, okay, it entails what? Okay, so which of them is what is the answer? So we have metaphor, proverbs, and stuff, all of them. So please drop it under the comment section. Number 37, a type of argument whose conclusion is certain if the premises were to be true is called: A, confirmable statement; B, valid deduction; C, strong induction; and then D, verifiable. So with this one, it is what? A strong the answer is what? A valid deduction. So with a deduction, as I told you, if the premises are believed to be true, you cannot deny the conclusion. Do you understand it? So it is what? A valid deduction. It is related to valid deduction. 38, consciousness is either a physical thing or non-physical thing. Since it is not a physical thing, it must be non-physical. Which of the following senses of law is exemplified by the above sentence? A, moral law; B, logical law; C, natural law; which is what? And then D, mathematical law. So the answer is what? A logical law, because reason why it is a logical law is what? It provides what? Premises, conclusion, premises, and what? Conclusion. Do you get it? So it's a logical law. Number 39, when we okay, so when we know that the connotation of a word, when we know the connotation of the word's denotation is A, true; B, false. So when you know the connotation of the word, the denotation is what? Determinate. You can determine what? The word's denotation. So the answer is what? True, which is what? Number 39 is what? True. When you say connotation is when you define a word by what? By giving it features, attributes, and properties. Okay, example, now it's a name of a person, animal, place, or thing. I've given the features, attributes, and properties. But the denotation is when you explain a word, a meaning of a word, by giving an example. When I say that, for example, when I say that even number, for example, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, okay, is what? It's a denotational definition. Okay, so denotation is also the same as what? The ostensive definition. Okay, they are not the same, but they are what? They are related. So if you know the denotation, you can provide what? If you know the connotation, you can provide the denotation. Do you get it? Number 40, which is our last question. Which of the following laws is often described as what? Law like: A, moral law; B, logical law; C, natural law; D, statutory law; and then E, none of the above. So the answer is what? Is what? Natural law. So the natural law is what? It follows what? Is what it describes as what? Law-like statement. Example: all metals expand when heated. The sun sets at east. All these things are what? The sun set at what? West. So all these statements are what? They are what? They are law. They are natural laws, and they are regarded as what? As scientific. They are regarded as what? A law-like statement, right? Or a natural law. So that is it. Here ends the Pasco. I'll be bringing you part 2, and these questions, if you like, take it serious or don't take it serious. When you get them, don't come and tell me I didn't learn. No, please make sure you pay attention to everything, and please share it on your platform for me, because it's not easy. I start working on this thing from the past 3 days. It's now that I'm bringing it out. It has taken me so many times to even release just a single video. It's not easy to do this, but because of the motivation and how a lot of you are going to benefit from it, that is what we normally that's what actually motivates us to do. So please, the little that you can do by subscribing. Some of you will just watch, oh, subscribe. They won't even subscribe. They think you are just you are just interested in the subscription. But if it is about subscription, I wouldn't be recording videos here, because look at, even if I tell you the money that even YouTube is even paying me, you will even be surprised. I can even just use 1 minute to get that money, but I'm not interested in that. Do you get it? So make sure you share, and if you have the chance to share on platform, share whatever. When you do this, that will motivate us. But if you do not do, we will not even do any video for you again. So please make sure you do whatever we have asked you to do. And also, if there's anything you don't understand, drop it under the comment section. I'll attend to you. God bless you for your time.